The idea of commissioning a sculpture for the new roundabout just seemed like a natural next step when we learned what Caltrans was planning to do in the location. The new roundabout created a perfect opportunity to place a large-scale piece of public art that will welcome people to Auburn, create a sense of identity, show pride in our community, and be a gateway for people going down into the canyon and to introduce people coming up from the canyon to downtown Auburn.
One day I was walking to my studio thinking about the design for the roundabout site, and I walked past a native toyon plant with its beautiful serrated edged leaves and its bright red berries. That was my aha moment. This abundant plant that has thrived in our canyon environment for centuries could be the form factor for the main sculpture. The toyon plant is a favorite resource of butterflies and other pollinators. Its berries feed the birds, the coyotes and the bears, and even humans if we cook first. In short, it is an abundant provider, and it's a resilient evergreen plant in this canyon.
We put out a request for proposals through various art organizations and contract mechanisms. At this time, we came up with a diverse 7-member proposal review committee. At the end of the submission period, we received 8 proposals. Deanna Marsh Studio came out on top with their Legacy of Leaves sculpture.
I imagined 3 leaves circling the interior hill of the roundabout. And inside their leaf form could be all the ways that we love the canyon, the river, and the wildlife. And this serrated edge could become the white water or the rocky trails and just glide into the whole design. The 3 primary leaves comprising the sculpture contain iconic graphic silhouettes inside the leaf form that display the unique connection everyone can form with this natural environment. The water activities, the physical exploration, and appreciating the flora and fauna.
It is my pleasure to be able to talk about Deanna Marsh Studio. Deanna Marsh Studio believes public art must fundamentally do 3 things: urge people to engage in their neighborhood or landscape, prompt curiosity, and connect the audience with the creative narrative of the art. When these elements converge, the public form a deeper connection, sense of ownership with the artwork, and the viewers feel the wow factor that true creativity stimulates. For this project, the Deanna Marsh Studio team consists of 3 artists, all local to the Auburn area. The principal artist, Deanna Marsh, has a sculpture practice that spans over 2 decades of commercial and public art projects. Initially, her projects were nurtured by Placer County's community of artists and art organizations. Today, her work has expanded to include installations throughout the United States, Canada, Asia, and Europe. The roots of her inspiration have always drawn on an understanding of the geology, biology, and native landscapes of the Sierra foothills.
I understand the history of this place I call home. The natural abundance growing in the area has enabled people and animals to be fed, protected, and nurtured for such a long time here. Today, the canyon and river attract outdoor enthusiasts to enjoy the trails, the scenery, and the river sports. My sculptural proposal for the first Auburn Roundabout builds on this foundation of shared interests that we all have for the river and the canyon and the things that we value about this very special place.
In the last decade, she has been collaborating frequently with her daughter, Genevieve Tucker, who is an architectural designer and artist in her own right, designing beautiful site-responsive buildings that entwine the nature story of a place into site plans and historical building culture into material quality. They are both graduates of Rhode Island School of Design, which adds to their shared language of artistic collaboration.
In my studio, I learned that the bedrock of environmental stewardship for me is a feeling. It's a feeling of responsibility that grows from my love of living here. I love our canyon, the wild river, the rolling woodlands. So I care for it in my artwork and my design work. I'm fascinated with how it all works as a whole, from the environmental forces to the intricate details of the plant and animal life, and how we as human beings find ourselves in it and a part of it.
The third member of the team is Laurel Matthey, who brings almost 40 years of experience as an art director, graphic designer, and illustrator. Having grown up in Colfax in the Sierra Nevada foothills, Laurel's passion for wildlife and the environs led her to illustrating the local flora and fauna. Her wildlife illustrations have found new life by appearing on the sides of Auburn transit buses and local vehicles.
I think it's amazing that you can go down the river and see otters, and that there's wild animals like cougars and bears as our neighbors. I love to capture those animals and where they live and bring them to where people can see them and appreciate them as well.
Their combined skill sets and similar creative muses make Deanna, Genevieve, and Laurel an excellent fit for the Roundabout project. Most of all, they are excited to have an opportunity to develop a sculpture for their own community.
The entire sculpture is constructed of Core 10 steel. Core 10 possesses exceptional corrosion resistance and tensile strength. Core 10 steel is known as a weathering steel, as the steel forms a protective layer on its surface under the influence of weather, and it does not need to be painted. The steel patina deepens over time to this rich, dark brown. Each 20-foot leaf will be laser cut in sections and welded together. The arcs will be formed mechanically by a press brake. As conservation is a vital issue, we felt it was important to use natural-looking materials that are also sustainable.
There are few, if any, remaining areas of public property within the Auburn city limits that could support an art installation of this size. So the opportunity to do something on this scale is quite rare. The vision and qualifications of this local design team, coordinating with local volunteers to move this forward, guarantee that this will be a successful project and a beacon to anyone heading to or from the American River for years to come. To realize this vision, we need help from the community. There's no state or local funding for the Roundabout sculpture, none. It will be funded by private contributions 100%. So if living in a community that values its public spaces is important to you, and if you feel like we do, that this sculpture reflects part of the unique nature of where we live, then this is my shameless pitch, asking you to join us in funding this beautiful sculpture.